Because there's all sorts of paraphernalia for tying boats up. There's disused warehouse offices. We want to open all this up again, this actual trading route, right into Singer, and tie it in all the way down to Anamabo, where we've just come from.
It's amazing to think that, back in those days there was no road, no lorries, and the slaves and their masters had to walk the whole distance. But they walked through a totally different landscape. It was then covered with native forest, teeming with all the big game for which Africa is so well known. And if we can be open, that's the dream, this trading post, and turn this into a fair trading and ethical trading route, then perhaps we can even bring those animals and the tourists back again. You're going to do it, mate.
Well, I've got to say wow somehow, because that's what you said in Anamabo, and this is just getting better by the minute. So let's get into Singer and rejoice.
At last, the ethical trader's dream is coming true. A string of villages linked with the heritage of arts and crafts and music really second to none. The villages are coming into life. Just round the corner is a very emotive spot, the gateway to Singer, and blocked by the White Volta. Now, in the slavery days, the slaves had to swim across here manacled. Now I'm getting very excited because I have not been to this very, very important village before.
Every time we've crossed here with groups of people, white and black, and gone into Singer, we've helped to break the myth of the curse that is over Singer, probably because it was on the slave trade route, probably because it's isolated, probably 1 in 5 kids dying before 5 years of age. But either way, this is the real launch pad for a new era, a new takeoff point. When we say the curse is finished, we're now working together towards creating the slave trade route in a sense of a reversal, so that good things happen instead of bad things happen.
Let's go! Let's go! Nendo kamera na zangar pa yun mana.
I don't know how many bends there are in the White Volta at this point. It meanders its way down, but we do know there's 100 villages between here and the next trading post. 100 villages, each one with potential, each one with problems, which can be solved as soon as this trading route is open. Float on a boat, not a hard walk across harsh, dry country.
The slaves would have come down this track, many of them right from up as far as the desert regions, and come along here in chains, and this was the point of no return. There was no way back once they got across this river. So this track to me is full of drama. The first village of Singer being the last village they would have been in before they went to no man's land. It's a dramatic place.
The tractor, normally used in Singer for farming, buckled under the strain of its own old age and the number of journeys getting our performers to this tiny village. Thankfully, there was another village nearby willing to lend us their tractor, otherwise we'd had to walk 7 miles in the searing heat. awesome sight, the sound of distant drums, as is traditional when welcoming dignitaries into African villages. We were lucky enough to have the whole village come out to mark our arrival, reinforcing the relationship built up over the last decade between an ethical trader and this tiny outpost.
The weak have become strong. The slave masters have lost their power. The slaves have found an abundance. Those who were plundered have been provided for and will be many, many times more in the future. For the time of your suffering is finished. How are we going to bring some of this freedom into reality? Well, one of the things we'd like to do is make your isolation over by getting you in contact with other people in Ghana, with other people in UK, with other people in the West Indies. But there's more to it than just being in communication. We actually have to come and do things that are relevant to life and the environment. And that's why my friend Professor David Bellamy is here, because he's paramount chief of environmentalists. So one of the things we're doing in each village, from Anamabo right out into the desert, we are planting fruit trees for life. 1,000 in each village first.
A joyous congregation. They came from villages all around, 3,000 people to celebrate and dance a day and night away. Food and drink, it appeared like magic. Delicious meals, piping hot, and not a label, let alone any additives inside. Organic life as it's always been in Africa. In essence, Singer is still carbon neutral, and very soon even the new tube wells will be solar powered, pumping water straight to the heart of the village. No more walking miles and miles to the river every day, no more problems of guinea worm or river blindness. And how many people in Sinhar will have the guinea worm?
They normally used to have, at least in a month, they recorded about 10 or 15 cases. And then this particular month, we are certain that they have any one single guinea worm case.
Because of the new well?
Because of the access to a new water.
Tuareg and Mossi tribes dancing together, slave traders and slaves of the past celebrating their future together. It's time for us all to join in. At some time we must bend down and touch humanity, because humanity is much more important than civilization. Civilizations wax and wane, but humanity builds all the time. And what better place to think about that than on this old slave route? Yes, the dust of that awful thing called slavery has settled, but just think of all the genetic heritage of the whole of Africa that went clear across the world to become the foundations of America. Great musicians, great artists, great athletes, where would they have come from? They came from here. Look at this, John. You never see me in one of these things before, but I was proud to actually wear it. And you'll never probably see it again, because Ghana's very special in my heart.